Well, this is Stone Hooking on Texas again. I just got through making that video where I talked too much about myself probably there, but I needed to answer them questions. I got another Georgetown flake here. I was going to work a big rock, but kind of cold, and I don't know. I'm going to work this little flake. I had fun doing that indirect on that last little when I was talking too. So this is just a pretty common little flake. It's got a big old crack right there though, so that's gonna make me put my blade right in there here. Yeah, that'll fit. I could even get just a hair longer. Hard to say. There's a lot of curve. A lot of curve across this way. Anyway, I'm going to rough it down to a biface, and then I'm going to hit it with that indirect. Just for the heck of it, because I need to get more accustomed to the old indirect, because I can't hit where I'm aiming enough no more. I used to hit right where I wanted to, pretty much, but I didn't know what I was hitting. Now I kind of know what I'm hitting. I can't hit where I'm aiming. I'm just working my way over there close because I got a lot of mass to remove on this side of this thing. I mean, it's curved like a... Yeah, I don't know what. That's one thing I used to do too. I just thought of, you know, along them years where I was just struggling, couldn't seem to advance and get past the deltas and stuff. And I didn't understand angles or contours or anything like that. And I would try to compensate by over grinding, I think, a lot of times. But boy, I could grind that rock till just too much. Oop, knocked my tip off. But finally learned freeze crack toe one time. I always had trouble, you know, getting hinges. And he told me one time that I probably knew the angle. I've been doing it long enough. I kind of got the angle down, but I wasn't abrading enough. So, boy, that got me. I did start braiding more, and it did really help because I just wasn't working strong enough edges. Tex Calloway told me that one time too. He said, "You know why you're having trouble there?" He said, "You're working too thin of an edge." So they were trying to put me on the right track, but I just couldn't understand it. I didn't know what he mean to. I didn't know how to thicken that edge up. I just couldn't understand that whatsoever. How to get the edge thickened up, have a little bit of radius there. I didn't even know you needed the radius. But one time too, I posted a point. Well, matter of fact, it was a slab. I'd never worked too many slabs. I bought one at the knapper one time, and I come home and I didn't even know what to do with it. But I kind of zigzagged it, but as I went, each platform, I'd go ahead and try to push that flake across that slab. It's a knife blade shape. And somehow, I got flakes all the way down that darn thing in one pass on both sides. You know, I did both sides at the same time as I worked my way down that blade. And it ain't got the prettiest set of flake scars in it, but I was so proud of it. It made me want another slab, but I never really had no access to slabs for a long time. But I went to a knapper and somebody there had some slabs, something, I hope. Not very many, but a little bit of slabs again. And I enjoyed them so much, when I come home, I looked in the one ads there on the paper, and there was a rock saw for sale. Oh man, I thought, wow, that's got to have that. Anyway, I went and bought this old rock saw. It's pretty well worn. It's 14-inch one. But it worked really good. It fit gravel, so I got to slicing up gravel mostly. But when I flake them slabs, I'd flake flat across them. I didn't know nothing about the contour really. So I'd come out with a pancake, you know. And they looked, I knew they were too flat, and they wasn't that appealing being that flat, but I just loved the fact that I got them flake scores across the thing, you know. It looked like I napped something. But Freeze Crack mentioned that he noticed a lot of radius close to them edges, because they would just be a pancake and then like 45-degree bevels on each side for the edge, you know. And he told me he noticed a lot of radius close to my edge there. So I had to think about that a while before it really hit me, but I realized what he's talking about. And I just kind of set out, not intentionally, but it's always in my mind, and I wanted to correct that. And Book Chasers showed me an example of how he was doing them, taking those short flakes along the edge first and building a contour, you know, a convex contour. That's what he's doing. I didn't really know that. I thought just short flakes, you know, that's the magic formula that you got to know, but it was really just building contours. I don't even know where I was going with all that. Napping slabs or something. Heck good. That was something big I was going to tell you with all that story I was just telling you, but I forgot what it was. I know if I don't focus on this thing, I ain't going to have nothing left to do indirect percussion on. I love Georgetown right under the cortex. That's just the sweetest flaking rock there is. That flake was a little bit bigger than I anticipated, really wanted. A little bit too short on that one there. I didn't get quite the meat that I wanted to. Ain't got that little hinge right there. ain't getting good enough hits on there. I'm thinking start hinging all of them. I need this one to run over here and clean that off. That'd be a really good flake to hit with an indirect. No indirect would reach over here and get that no problemo. Especially with that ugly contour I got right there. I don't have much room to hit with this bopper. I didn't make it because I didn't have enough room to hit where I wanted to. Darn it. That's one thing about indirect. You can come back and clean up stuff like that a lot of times. I mean, when I first started doing that indirect, I'd go out there and mow scrap pile. I'd throw that just stuff had hinges all over it. I have to blow under all them hinges and kind of clean it up, and make something out of all the junk that I just thought out on so bad there wasn't no way I was gonna get anything else done on them. That indirect for sure do it. But to me, this right here is so much fun. I can't have this much fun doing indirect. That's another bad little spot to hit either side right there. Looks just like that one I had a while ago. It caused that big old hinge on me. I need more bevel there. Tell them flakes just ain't quite make it. I've always kind of been I don't know, I started out mostly, I never could make sense of isolated platforms so long that this always kind of gravitated towards continuous platforms more than just isolating and working both sides of the rock. Like Curtis Smith, boy, he'd isolate them platforms. And Kimmy Koyan was actually the first napper I ever actually saw nap. And I mean really nap. I got a flake started there, but kind of hit too short. And that edge is just too soft and crumbly. See, it crumbled, so I'm gonna bevel that a little bit more. Anyway, he explained, man, that was some good teaching too. I had that day that I sat and got to watch Kimley nap for about, I don't know, 30, 45 minutes there, and then he showed me around the napping and stuff, and it was amazing. But man, I just didn't understand what he was telling me. He isolated some platforms and made a real thin, nice little biface he's working on there. And I tried to duplicate what he did, you know, but I just wasn't even in the same country, hardly, on the same planet. I'd sure like to be able to sit and nap with Kenley, Curtis Smith, and Free Crack again, because I hadn't seen none of them in a while. Actually, that was the only time I ever saw Kenley. I hit too far up on there on that hit. Man, that one broke off a little bit right there. So, been going on 20 minutes. I'm gonna just call this a rough biface. Got pretty thin, it's a little rough. I'm gonna see if I can come back and clean it up with Indirect now. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back with this little freeform we're working on there. And this here is my Indirect setup. Just a, I don't even know what size copper that is. It's less than a quarter, about 3/16, I guess. Anyway, I use a dog collar with a hose clamp to hold it on there. Now, you used to have a T-nut on there where you could just undo it and turn your thing or adjust it if you wanted it to, but I don't ever adjust it. But in the snap ring, I got a little short piece of cane tied on there. It kind of hangs at a slight angle on the collar, but get my leg turned right here. You go under my leg and snap it. It's a little bit tight on these coveralls, but then that cane goes back against your leg right there. It's really comfortable. You don't even know it's there hardly, but it stops this stick from moving backwards. You can really put all the pressure you want against it. Then when you ain't using it, you just kind of let it hangs pretty loose. It's on the blue jeans, it'll hang straight down there. These coveralls a little tighter. Anyway, I don't know much about this thing. I got kind of like a center punch tip on there right now. I typically like to, I'm just going to try to do this with a grinder right now unless I go goofing up too bad. But I like to take a pressure flaker and go through there and get rid of all them lips and set my platforms up a little bit better bevel, especially where I need to take off. Stuff like that right there. I'm gonna just I'm gonna just crunch that edge lightly, because just like direct percussion, I'm gonna be real close to center line, but just below it, and know the lips. And sometimes too, I'm bad about not grinding quite enough. I think this indirect seems to take a little more grinding the way it, I don't know if it does or not really, but sometimes I know. Really too, with the pressure flaker, I like to set up and work one whole side. That's kind of a habit I got. I like to work one side from both sides, and that way I can blend them flakes together from one side. But that's kind of dangerous with this indirect, because man, you get so flat, they don't have no more room to work the other side. And these indirect flakes will spread out a lot, where very few flakes will thin way more area sometimes. I'll just shoot that bad boy right there, then we'll hit it with a moose antler. But also the swing, if I just sit back here and kind of casually hit that thing like this, I can't do any good at all like that. I gotta really focus on my swing. It's like the most important part of this for me. And just come straight down on this stick and hit close to the end. I feel like they hit back here kind of like this, you know. I can't do that for some reason. I'll mess up every time, breaking flakes off or something that just don't work. But I just love that. See, they almost always peel off real good and smooth, unless there's something stopping them. Well, the edge wasn't strong enough to. I'll take this grinder and just rake down on them and get rid of them little lips right at that bub of percussion, because you just can't have lips there. Then we'll take a little short flake. I'm gonna turn it up and just take a little big flake, just like I do in direct percussion and pressure flaking. Well, I guess I ground it too much. I ain't getting flake. I ain't getting flake at all there. I'm gonna just move. No, I ain't. I'm gonna make it flake one way or another. I'm gonna grind that top edge a little bit. I want just a little bitty flake to move that next platform over. I just ain't getting it. I wasn't hitting hard enough. That's another thing. I just seem to got to hit this thing pretty hard, or else I don't get any good results. I'm gonna go across this side and hit anything low I see right there. That was just about too low, really. It went in there too flat. I'm just getting that contour off right there. There's a little high spot right there. That's all I need. This flake don't have to run out there very far. It can't because it would break off right there. Well, I'm not used to having a little better bevel than this. Really, I should have pressure flaked this edge before I go doing this, because I don't know. I may be able to get enough energy into them, but if I had a little bit more bevel across there, I sure would be more comfortable. I'm gonna take just a couple of short flakes and move this platform way on over like that there. I didn't get a flake though. Just not enough bevel for that tool to see on. Anything like that right there, I'm having to scrunch that too much to try to get my bevel. I'd be smart to get a pressure flaker and go ahead and get me a good little bevel right there instead of trying to bow up on a braider. There's something about taking a flake with a pressure flaker or a bopper, either one. It takes a different flake than this braider does. This braider just kind of rounds that surface off and pushes off a little short flake, and it's just not a good sharp platform edge like a flaker will make. I knew that wasn't strong enough to get nut. I need a good platform right there. Man, I love that. They just flake so smooth. That broke off a little bit right there where it encountered that ridge, but that's nothing to clean back up from the other side. Now I'm gonna take some little big flakes. Take it back over here to a little stronger edge. And there almost got me set up on that little ridge right there, but that's gonna be hard to get. I can't see that well enough. I gotta feel it with my fingers. I really think I'm gonna try to drive a flake right up there and clean off all that from a flake from the bottom. I wish that flake would have been a little bit bigger. Look at there. Yeah, I'm gonna do this again. can, but I'm going to use my pressure flaker and set these edges up like I like them. Because that's really fun. I mean, that flake was a nice flake, but it broke. I guess. I can't see that, I can't hardly see it either, but I guess I just seated that tool up a little bit too high on too thick of a spot. You can see where that delta was right there. There it goes again. Delta's eating my lunch again like they used to years ago. I should have got rid of them little deltas close to the edge, and that wouldn't have happened. But I guess I could get the super glue after it. That'll do this. I gotta keep super glue close by. Boy, that felt like it just went together like it's supposed to. I'm gonna let it dry a minute.